welcome back, everyone, for another episode of Dansu and Dragons. It's been a long 2 weeks, but we're all back together again. I'm your host and Dungeon Master, Mike Rovner, and with us, as always, are our players, Laura, Venus, and Erica. Playing in turn, Gita Jewelsoul, Aembron, and Eris Briarwood of the Briarwoods.
That's accurate.
I'm going to have to make Briarwood a place for the Briarwoods. That's going to be fantastic.
You don't have to.
I mean, I think yes.
I just kind of like rolled with it.
Yeah,
Just to make myself sound fancy.
okay.
So you're bullshitting.
Yeah.
Anyhow, you've just uncovered some information. Last time our party was investigating the strange happenings in the gnome village of Brina's Roots, only to discover greater mystery, as for some reason, in the cover of night, Gita's father was meeting with beings who've not been known to exist for the past 500 years. Elves. In this setting. It's weird enough as it was, but more questions have been birthed by these concerns and the presence of giant spiders near the village in the dead of night. But now, having known what they can and copying...
Having known what they can.
This arc has been called Gnome Man's Land. We're going to keep that. It's great.
Yep.
It's lovely.
It's not at all tired.
No, we are tired because it's stupid o'clock.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
It is stupid o'clock. So, our party is in the parlor of Gita's family home, looking at atlases and figuring out information about where some things are in regard to what they've experienced before. And some of the party had a startling revelation about the location of a town that the elves were doing secret supply drops with Gita's father through, and a part of the Feywild landscape they had earlier noticed.
It's the Crystal Spire. Oh wait, I asked Fibblestib. I forget, did he know anything?
He did not, but he said he would look into it with some of the people he works with,
Right.
who are planar merchants, while he's working on your dagger over the course of a few weeks.
Oh, we're gonna be here a while.
Or you could come back later.
Yes, please. Can we please go back to Southgate?
Go back and find your dad's receipt.
Yeah. In fact, I think we should.
Now we got
do
2
that.
reasons to go.
So
Hey.
it's late at night, you're in the parlor looking at the atlas, and you've just had that
someone watch the
conversation.
We have
What
an
are you-
alarm.
No, the alarm was for downstairs, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So we're outside where
Yeah,
the
the alarm
is,
had
right?
to get tripped for you to leave, or you just
Oh.
Yeah.
But you're back in the parlor, you're looking at the atlas, you've made that discovery, and what are you going to do next?
Close it and put it away. Run.
Gita! Stupid. I'm great.
Sorry, I'm making
Wow.
mistakes today.
No, Gita, you close the atlas and return it to the bookshelf.
Uh-huh.
I can word good.
I think we should go to bed. Probably. There's nothing else we can do tonight.
All right.
Sounds good. I could sleep.
Yeah. Same.
Well, I bid you good rest. I'm going to stay up a bit longer, make myself some tea. I'm a little stressed.
Oh, I'd love some. Can I join you?
Certainly. Well, you're not going to
That's
be
true.
go.
She's not tired. 'cause
You're not
I'm
going to be able to
tired
go.
during the day.
You're not going to be able to sleep well right now, would you?
No.
Certainly. Please. Follow me to the kitchen, and I'll put something on.
Okay.
I assuming there's a doorway to the kitchen.
Mhm.
After my brother passes through, I stand in the doorway, and while you
Sips
walk
from
past,
water
I just,
skin.
huh?
You stand in. Well, technically, if you're standing in the doorway, because it's a smaller doorway, she has to crouch to get through. You literally block the doorway.
Yes. Can I help you? I'll go upstairs. Okay. Good night.
Smirk, smirk. Your familiar Carl, currently in rat form, pops out of your hood with a cheek full of cheese. Smirk,
Oh, don't leave crumbs in here.
smirk, smirk. And he hops down and heads upstairs.
Bye. Privacy.
My God, don't worry.
No, I don't think you understand. We have to.
We're just having tea.
What?
Tea and nookies.
Oh. I walk backwards up the stairs, staring at you.
For some reason, instead of walking up the stairs, I imagine you just walking over, climbing onto the banister backwards, and looking at her as you slide up backwards. For some ridiculous reason, because that just adds that much more extra to Gita.
You're damn right I'm extra. All right, well, I go to bed.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Reluctantly.
I want to
We
make.
need a long rest.
I want to make a few quick. They're on the tip of my brain, but I can't form them. But long story short, a lot of very weebish Emoto and Nissan jokes.
Oh.
No, not in that context.
Oh.
Just in the tropes of overprotective Emotos.
Aw.
Yeah.
Emoto means little sister. For those who are not weebs.
Disgusting weeb.
And if you're not a weeb, why are you watching
Thank
us?
God. Stay pure.
There is a
Bless
dark
their heart.
hole in the world, a hole in the world like a big bat plit, and the vermin that inhabit it are weeaboos.
I mean,
That's not wrong.
I know what weeaboo is, so yeah. I mean, I know what Emoto is, so I mean.
You don't understand. I need to tell you something important. I like anime. That's okay. I like Ghibli movies too. No, you don't
No, no,
understand.
no.
I really like anime.
Oh God.
Oh no, or you're one of those.
Okay.
Do you have the pillows? It's weird.
Only because they're so expensive, I don't have one.
Oh my God.
I am not.
That
gonna
is
let-
your limiting factor. You disgust me.
Okay,
I
a
just
friend.
body pillows is a body pillow. Fine. A printed body pillow just seems a bit too much to
Okay,
me.
Yeah.
I don't. Okay.
I do not waifu any fictional character that hard.
I don't actually want to be like,
Waifu for
oh, my pillow. It'd be cute, you know. Have a nice.
But other
I'm
people
outing
have
myself
ruined
here, aren't I?
it. But other people have ruined it for you.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. My friend drew me a Char one once. And she almost printed it for me.
Oh
but
my
the face I
gosh.
made when she showed me the picture she drew, she was like, no, that's too gross. I can't print this.
And then if we're going to keep,
just really love
if we're going to
Char.
keep talking about creepy body pillows, a couple years back, a merchant got kicked out of ANeXT for doing 3D photography and putting people on body pillows. And then after he did photos for someone,
One of my
they were
heard about
selling body
that.
pillows of those people.
One of
Yeah,
my
I've
friends
heard
was
about
involved
that.
With, yeah, because it
Oh
was,
my God.
Yeah, our mutual friend.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. That
Props
was a
out.
thing.
Jesus Christ.
Props out to the Anime Next
For
staff
just-
and board during that particular con and every con since for nixing that situation in the bud and handling that professionally.
Yeah.
I used to be,
Good on ya.
full disclosure, I used to be a staffer and department head at ANeXT.
I am this year, not staff head, but I digress.
I ran the LARP for a few years.
Sure did.
Yeah.
We mentioned we're weeks.
And nerds.
Yeah,
We're playing this
dorks.
tabletop role-playing game.
Yeah. I mean,
Multiple levels.
We're extra. Anyway, hi ANeXT. Want to sponsor us?
okay, all right.
I'm joking. I would not go crawling to Vince about.
Oh,
Let's
God.
digress.
I mean,
Here.
I am not going to go to a economy store and say, "Hey, give us." That's just a jerk move to do.
But if they'd like to.
Also, I'm
We
gonna say,
have no such qualms begging, so.
also, I'm just going to tell people, go to ANeXT. It's a good con. Now it's in Atlantic
I
City.
do like it. I like it a lot.
By the time this airs, it may have just happened.
That's true.
So
Oh, yeah,
go
that's
next
true.
year. Go to ANeXT. If you like LARPing, go to the Anime LARP. That is a solid team, and those are great people.
We're
Please
getting
sponsor
really,
us.
Yeah, we're getting really off track here.
Yes, we are. That's the
love
power of stupid o'clock. And shilling. Anyway,
Where were we? What were we doing?
you
no.
guys,
Y'all
you
were
were
going
going
to
to
bed.
bed.
I
Yeah.
was gonna go have tea.
In real life, that sounds awesome.
Oh, wonderful.
It does.
Well, Sonic then bed after this
Yeah.
episode.
Sonic, please sponsor us.
But for real, I'm very interested to see where this is going because this
Yeah,
is
me too.
really intriguing.
Okay. And
All
Bron,
right.
what are you doing?
Sleeping.
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to bed. So,
Night.
Eris, and now Eris getting more screen time to counteract when she was unconscious for an entire half an episode.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I forgot.
Eris, you are in the kitchen of this manor while he's put a kettle on, making some tea.
Okay.
I do not. kind of.
He's taking out little tins, looking through different groups of leaves for something to relax him and help him sleep. Some chamomile in there. He's blending together his own sleepy time blend.
Aw.
He's finished the kettle. He's warming up the teapot and then emptying it, and then filling it again with hot water and letting it steep.
Okay.
Yep, that's
I
how you
am
make tea.
all nerves right now.
Oh no, why?
Excuse
Your
me?
face. Your face is so incredibly devious.
Worrying about my dad, worrying about my sister, worrying about giant spiders, worrying about the welfare of the friends of my sister whom I've just met.
Ugh.
I'm touched that you would be worried about us. But we're a strong group. We can take care of ourselves.
Can I eavesdrop?
I see that now.
We're asleep.
You know.
I'm just imagining, like, Eris, I'm imagining Gita's in bed, just like holding the covers up with puffed, annoyed cheeks,
Oh, so cute.
kind of seething.
I really should get to sleep.
Too angry to sleep.
Too angry to sleep, too quiet.
Too angry to sleep. Too,
Did we mention we're weebs?
that would look great on a t-shirt. Too angry to sleep, too kawaii to die.
Well, that's been on the shirt. Half
Yeah.
of it's been on the
Oh.
shirt.
Yeah,
That's
sorry.
where we
That's-
got it from. We stole
sorry.
that joke.
Okay.
It's like too sugoi to live, too kawaii to
Yeah,
die.
something like that.
Okay.
Or like kohai in the streets, senpai. And shit.
Yeah.
I can't believe you've never seen that.
I've seen that one.
Okay.
I have seen that.
God,
I
I
haven't seen
love
that one for years.
Gross. Anyway, we're asleep.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Sorry. Continue.
Gita's sleep
your
is not as
tryst.
restful.
No. Yeah, I'm sure I'm tossing and turning.
Okay. Yeah, there's no need to worry about us. We're a strong bunch.
I believe that. And I hope with the two of you that my sister finds a place to really belong.
Oh my god, that's so sweet.
I'm very touched.
Because
You better not.
she's always been confident about everything, but she seems more competent among you two. Like, she's grown since last time we saw her.
It's been a week.
I bring that out in people.
Oh god. Gross.
Still, my thanks. And he hands you a cup.
Touch hands.
Ugh.
Touch hands. Touch hands.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Okay.
And
I
you know,
take
it's
the
warmer
tea.
because of the teacup.
Yes. Oh. Okay. I'll take this. Sip. Ah, burn my tongue.
And he says, so, you've told me of your adventures, but tell me about yourself.
Oh, okay. What about?
Did you forget how to be smooth?
Yes.
Oh, what's a skilled young wizard just out in the world? Who are you, Eris Briarwood? Of the Briarwood Briarwoods.
God.
Now I'm uncomfortable.
My, how the turntables.
He picks up on the obvious discomfort you're displaying, unless that's a touchy subject.
It is. But I'm just trying to learn my way around magic.
He nods.
I'm just
See what untouched subjects I can uncover.
Really?
Mysteries of the universe.
Yes.
Untouched subjects?
Untouched.
You disgust.
Okay.
Brother.
Oh.
Very
Gross.
serious, mature conversation.
Yes.
Yep.
That's the whole conversation?
If I've offended you, I apologize.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Don't look at us. We're
Yeah,
asleep.
we're upstairs. You're the one hitting on
Okay.
my brother. I'm not helping you.
Okay.
Shit.
And for once, I'm facing her with a more confident character.
You made your bed, now fuck in it.
Please don't. Please don't.
Oh my god, what if we did?
No!
Okay, I won't do that.
Oh my god.
Not here.
Yeah.
Have some respect for your parents, at least.
Well. Really?
So, is there anybody special in your life?
Not presently.
Show forward.
What a shame.
Is there a particular reason you're asking? He says, over his cup while taking a sip.
Just curious.
All right, why am I eating? Why am I eating?
Just curious. So, can I have a tour of your house?
It's like 2 a.m. Okay, I'm asleep. Sorry.
Since you didn't get one earlier.
True.
Angry sleep.
Once we finish our tea, I can give you a tour. He just finishes his tea rather quickly,
And this
rather
is
than
where
sipping it,
my
and
room
just
where the
shows you
magic
around the
happens.
house. Showing you, you saw the dining room, you've seen the kitchen, you've seen the parlor. He shows you around some of the other rooms of the house. They're
I don't like your face.
he doesn't show you the master suite because, you know, that's where his mom is sleeping.
Yeah.
You've seen the parlor, he shows you a small den, and actually you passed by it earlier as he shows you in the upper levels. There's a small solarium in one of the branch-outs.
Cool.
With a few small potted plants inside of this larger tree.
How many plants?
He says, my mother keeps some plants for the elders. They practice some more druidic pursuits. And you have just like a full open view of the sky above because it's a solarium at night. I like to come out here and it's the Feywild sky. So those are constellations that look like they're animated and doing stuff.
Do you
I just
mind
like,
if we just sit here and look at them?
I would adore that, Miss Briarwood. And now I must ask, I don't know if you don't think this is too bold if I could ask of you. Is there someone special in your life?
Don't you fucking lie.
There's some people here and there, but no one has reached my heart so severely yet.
He nods. And in that, what do you seek?
To be accepted for who I am, the way I look.
He nods a bit and sits down on a small bench in the solarium and leans back against the glass wall to look up at the sky. He nods and just.
This is cute. It's actually kind of nice, the last part.
Do you know? Tell me, are you familiar with any of the constellations in the Feywild sky? I know they differ from those in the material plane.
Nope. Why don't you tell me?
Then I'll tell you a few stories then as well. And he just spends a while pointing out the stars and the star constellations in the sky as they tell stories themselves with their movements.
That's cool.
That's nice. My brother's such a good guy.
That's a great name. Mountain date tour of the house.
And that lasts until the constellations are literally chased away as they practically run off screen by the dawn.
Aw. Oh, my brother didn't get any sleep.
At one point, eventually, though, he continues on until he kind of conks out leaning next to you.
I'm just gonna
It's a very far way to lean down.
Oh, yeah. He's so much shorter.
Okay.
Erica.
Uncomfortable.
Erica.
And
Okay.
that's what happens.
Nap.
All right.
And
I know.
morning comes.
Yep.
When the morning comes, don't say.
That was kind of
It
nice.
appears at some point during the middle of the night that Dabbledob returned to the manor.
Did you just... Yes? Okay.
Dabble Dad.
Okay.
And come the next day, you are, of course, provided a hearty breakfast.
Yay!
Yay, food. Please, describe the food more to us.
Describe the food. I am ready.
Is there any lemon?
There is no lemon at breakfast, but there are wild berry danishes.
Oh.
An assortment of mixed berries there are.
Keep going. Keep going.
Yeah.
There is a hearty and buttery partridge.
Partridge?
Porridge.
Porridge?
Porridge.
Porridge.
Cool.
Okay.
With the berries in. Oh my god.
And it makes good to dip the danishes in the porridge a little bit. Because the danishes are buttery themselves. And there are a few cut but served cold sausages. Very peppery, these.
Oh.
Pepper is a rare, useful spice, but that is the breakfast at
of
Casa del
champions.
At Casa del Lundor.
An ancient Elvish.
What?
Wait. Was
And
it ancient Elvish Spanish?
Yeah.
And it should be noted that the actual cook of the meal, both this and last night's meal, seems to, for those of you who didn't live in this house for a very long time, was in fact Dabbledob.
Oh.
Wait, what? He cooked?
Yeah, the dad cooks.
He's competent.
Dabble dad.
Dabble dad.
Dabbles in many things.
That's his hobby, besides, being an Eldritch Knight. Because you've seen him do magic and you know
So
he was a
you're
fighter.
Taking your hobby after your dad
That's cute.
of cooking?
Yeah.
Oh, that's really precious.
So, if I may so inquire, over breakfast, your father asks, after you leave here, where are you heading?
Oh, well, I'm feeling very awkward at this point, by the way, because
Okay.
I'm talking to my dad who's keeping lifelong secrets from me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're heading back to Southgate, I think,
Thank goodness.
because we actually had a job and we need to return there. Wait, what did we need to do?
We had the supplies for the apothecary that we have to return.
Oh, is that the downstairs?
Your father starts laughing. This is the first time you've heard him actually laugh, like a real belly laugh. You think ever.
What? Uh-huh.
That reminds me of a time, he says, so long ago. Just getting somewhere, you forget why you're going. That takes me back. And your father looks at you for what you think is the first time in a very long time with like a bit of pride in his expression. Go out there. Make your mark on the world, child.
I have so many conflicting emotions right now. I will, Dad.
And if your travels, you find Eldon. See to it that he is as well.
Oh, yeah.
Who is
Your babyest of brothers.
baby bro?
Oh, baby.
Wait, baby est.
Well, he's the older brother and then the younger brother.
Well, yeah, so baby est. How many younger brothers?
It's just-
How
I
many
have
baby
just two
brothers?
brothers.
He's the babyest brother of the group.
I only have two
Okay,
brothers.
okay.
I will.
I mean, superlative implies more than two. So.
Sorry about that. I did not. mean it.
Sorry, you gotta do what you gotta do.
And
Gita does not do that. Laura does that.
And I believe you guys are also going to the bazaar,
Oh, were
Check
we?
that out before we go.
which Fiddlestib had to show you guys around, at least showing you to get some stuff about the obsidian piece and to start work on that.
Yes. Did he get enough sleep?
He seems rested enough.
All right.
A little tired, but rested enough.
Okay.
And in fact, your mother asks why he seems so out of it. He was home early last night. He says, I just couldn't sleep, he offers.
What did you do?
Nothing this time.
I missed it.
Sorry, I lost it. I lost it.
Damn.
It was
Annie
just,
makes
Now I gotta
thanks.
wait like 3
Okay.
months to see.
All right, wait.
Oh, okay, I got the idea.
little snarling lip.
Now I got the idea.
Sorry.
You did.
Sorry.
Are you sure it was nothing?
It was nothing. It was beautiful. Beautiful nothing. Anyway, let's go.
Is Fibble still there or did he already leave?
He was leading you guys to
Oh.
the market.
Oh, okay.
And after that, Gita, I did nothing untoward toward your friend.
Right.
All I did was show her the solarium and then give her a small rundown of the constellations in the Feywild.
All right, let's go.
But is there some deeper problem that has your concerns?
No,
Sister
everything's fine. Let's just go.
Okay. He says, seemingly seemingly
I like this side of
pleased
you.
with himself. Seemingly pleased with himself, he kind of leads on, popping his hands into his jacket
Whistling.
through the woods. And you take both his cart with you and your own cart of supplies to the bazaar and says, and just points out the place he does stuff, the things he wanted to show you guys, just various traders and whatnot, and the Azer he works with and does glass blowing with. So if you guys want to try and sell any things you have,
Yes.
this would be a chance to do so.
Yes.
You said pulling out the player's handbook so we could look at the inventory section.
Now, this says I have a favor of admirer. What does that mean? I'm looking in my inventory. It says I have favor of admirer, but I don't know what that means.
That's right. You got a
Oh,
small.
it's like a locket or something, right?
It's like a locket, or it was like a silk scarf thing that someone leaves because you're so good. Here, have this silk scarf I have.
Oh, actually, I would keep that.
Okay.
I don't have anything I want to get rid of.
Same.
Okay, I have a scimitar.
That's right. You guys have picked up a scimitar from one of your encounters.
Is it
all this
any
stuff.
good?
It's a serviceable working scimitar. Would you like to sell it to one of the weapon traders?
Yes.
All right. A gnome at a stall filled with weapons of varying sizes looks over the blade as you present it, hums and haws to themselves for a moment, and then offers that for it they will give you 13 gold.
Whoa. Holy moly, that's pretty good.
Weapons are
lot of
expensive.
money.
What?
Weapons are expensive.
That's almost all the gold I have.
Take weapons when you kill people.
What the? Is there anything crazy about this?
It's a normal scimitar. I mean, look at the craftsmanship. It's a scimitar. It's a bladed weapon with a curve.
Oh, but it's so finely made.
You're trying to get more out of it?
A little bit.
All right, roll persuasion.
I mean, we got it for 20.
20.
Oh shit!
Oh shit. Oh,
He's-
Sorry, I blew up.
You blew it up, yeah. Blowing up big.
I'm so sorry.
Chris is
That's
very
the first
excited.
natural 20 of the day.
He's willing to give
Yay.
it. He's willing to. He hems a bit, but you have a way about you. He's willing to give you 16 for it.
Shit! Good
I will
job.
take that. Thank you.
And you so acquired it.
Oh
Wow.
my god. That's a lot of money.
How much is your book that you need to buy?
Isn't it 30 gold?
Oh, really?
You
Wait,
need
you
to
need to
buy.
buy
The necromancy
The,
book?
the wizard
Oh.
book.
Which
wants
wizard
to
book?
buy.
I don't know.
Was,
That was like the whole point of.
Yeah.
getting
no,
money.
you
You
wanted-
wanted to get the money.
You wanted to get money to either do your undead ritual stuff to make undead like magic items, or you were looking to buy spells to put in your spell book.
Yeah. But what kind of spells could I buy?
You could buy wizard spells if you could find someone who sells them.
Could we at this bazaar?
Indeed, you could.
How about that?
Oh,
And
how
indeed,
convenient.
as you are looking about, you see one of the temporary stall tents present is.
God, I hate that noise.
I love it.
I'm just kidding.
Something's about to happen.
There is a figure standing in front of a rather colorful looking barrel topped wagon with a large canvas sign above it says Arngol's Adventure Emporium Lightly Used. And standing outside is a tall man with dusky skin, a bit of a tight beard, and a long red coat, hawking wares and saying, "Do you want gently used adventuring goods? Spells, weapons, scrolls, books," he says. Arngol has them for you. For discount prices, it's a good deal.
Ooh. I do like a good deal.
He speaks with an
Check it out,
accent
too.
he speaks with the accent of a region you are unfamiliar with. As he is shouting at people who mostly seem to be ignoring him.
I'm gonna thank the weapons guy,
Okay.
and I'm gonna charm my way over
Okay.
Would I
and
know
be
anything?
super friendly.
Would I know anything about this guy?
Uh,
Like his reputation?
Arngol
Well,
has been
actually.
actually, yeah, Arngol's been coming to the bazaar for quite a while. He comes from parts unknown, and his wagon just shows up when no one's looking.
What? Oh! Wait, I don't. What does this mean?
Can you read that?
Gambling den, the saucy pigeon, Arngol. That's all I got. I don't know what that means.
Put it together.
The saucy pigeon, Arngol. I really don't. I don't
Wait,
remember.
was that the guy that we were supposed to go check out at?
Or at
the-
least, well, normally it's. Oh wait, Arngol. I'm using it wrong. No, I'm gonna roll with this. In fact, this guy, you don't know this guy particularly, but you know wagons like this will just pop up randomly within the bazaar, with like people who speak like this fellow and have various signs, and often they're selling used adventuring gear.
Okay, is there a reason that I would know of that nobody's going near him?
he deals fairly, but he's like obnoxious about it, or like they're
so
usually
he's just
obnoxious about it.
But he's not like
People will
dishonest.
still there are a few other people who look to be members of his family who are also working the table and are selling small trinkets, but people are giving him himself a wide berth.
Okay.
It's the gambling merchant.
Yeah. See?
Okay, I don't remember
guy
this
who-
like
This is like the first. This is part of the first session though. So this is
Okay.
from way back in January,
Oh wow.
February. Sorry, this is the
Okay.
second session. I'm
Adventuring
sorry, my
goods.
eyes are so itchy right now.
Adventuring goods lightly used, he says with a broad smile.
Lightly
Do you think
used.
he has that sword that
No,
you were going after?
he probably doesn't.
But we were gonna look in there anyway. So
We
let's
were.
go.
Yeah.
So we go inside and look.
Let's saunter up.
Ah, welcome, welcome. I marked you as adventurers, yes?
Yes.
We are. I have eye drops. Do you want some?
Then perhaps
I don't know. if
Arngol
you can get
has
them in my
things
eye.
that you seek. And he claps his hands happily. And with that, we're going to take a short break.
Arngol has wares if you have coin.
Pick someone up in your sweater and just kind of.
What are you buying?
Do you want me to try with the eye drops?
Yeah.
All right, we'll be right back. Welcome back from break, everyone, and we're back with the last session that we're filming today of Dansu and Dragons in this story arc of No Man's Land. Hell or high water, maybe it's going to be a little after 8 by the time we finish, but mark my words, we're getting back to South Gate.
Yes, thank you.
Unless they get distracted in another direction.
No! Why
we'll
did
see.
you put that caveat in?
Because
Damn it!
because I will not be accused of railroading. You are free to do as you guys wish.
That's true.
No.
You're free.
I wish to get back to Southgate.
Well, luckily I want to now. Although now I don't even know if I want to help my dad, but I guess I will.
So, you're standing before the barrel-covered wagon and mercantile tables of a man named Arngol, who you know is a gambling proprietor of a tavern on the docks back in Southgate called the Saucy Pigeon.
I love pigeons.
.tumblr.com.
My brain is just exploding. Arngol has been hawking wares of gently used adventuring gear. And indeed, it looks like gently used adventuring gear. There is arms, there is armor, there are arcane focuses, there are holy symbols of disparate and a variety of faiths, some of which you don't even recognize, implying that they might be planar faiths or faiths from some other material realm, as you know others exist. Okay.
Are there any long distance weapons? Or you know,
Range
the one with your
weapons?
description? Yeah, that one.
Bows, crossbows, yes.
That I could wield and have a chance of wielding properly?
Yes, there are weapons you could wield that are ranged weapons. He has a bunch of things. What can I get for you?
I'll buy
What
him
can
at
I
a high
do?
price.
What can I do to get you to walk out of here with a little less gold, but some quality goods?
What do you have in the way of spells, my good man?
Spells? A wizard, yes? He questions.
I like to think so.
Wow. Wizard.
Do you wish
Look
for...
how she spells it. It's like no vowels
Do you
in that
seek
thing.
do you seek scrolls to cast themselves, or do you seek pages to attempt to copy, or would you like to walk out of here with a spell book?
What spell books do you have?
I have spell books belonging to wizards who have no longer need of their spell books, he says. I have some very simple spell book. Hiding the logo. She has wings.
Oh. Sponsor us unidentified drink.
I think we've landed that gag into the ground at this point.
We
People
sure
pay us
have.
for it.
Let's continue.
If you're still with us and hate that gag, let us know.
Please.
The other New York soccer team.
Anyway. Words. Yes.
No.
I have this one, which she turns around, looks into a bin that just has a bunch of books in it, some of which have been scorched, some of which has been cut. I have this, a gently used spell book with, he flips through it like he doesn't know what he holds, with some spells in it. For your perusal. This was the book of a wizard who did, looks at the book, magic with fire, I think.
Oh, snap.
And I will part with this discounted and gently used spell book for, say, 50 gold pieces.
50?
Okay.
Nice try, dude.
Let me tell you something.
Or if you would like to copy some spells out of it, you can sit in my wagon and use my writing desk, and you can copy spells for, say, 2 hours for... So he doesn't know what spells cost, apparently, it seems. For 10 gold.
Is that cheap? Is that expensive?
I got that.
How fast can you write?
What other books do you have?
He rummages through the books. No. Opens one up, the pages are ash. No. Opens one up, a skeleton hand falls out of the book.
Whoop, I got that. Okay.
Oh,
Oh, there was a hollow for it in the
bookmark.
book. His bookmark. It's yes,
His
yes,
bookmark.
yes. It points where you were reading, I think. No, it does not. It's just a hand in the book.
Okay. Well,
Does she have to give it back?
Which book do you want?
Bird in the hand is worth two in the book.
do you have anything on the darker side of things?
You seek the dark magics. That
Perhaps.
is dangerous. Come into my wagon. And he shouts something in a language none of you are familiar with to one of the other people in his family who are manning the stall, and one of them takes his big red coat, puts it on. It's a little too big for them, and they start trying to hawk the way he had been.
Okay, one of you knows where I am at all times.
Oh, God.
Okay. Let's go.
He brings you into the wagon, and he says, "How dark a magic do you seek?"
Let's just say I want to bring some things back to the realm of the living. Well, that's basically telling it exactly.
Let's just say the
You
exact
seek
thing.
necromancy.
Some dead thing should be alive.
You seek some necromancy, then, yes?
Yeah, that's what I was alluding to.
I think I can help you in specificity. Not just the various books I wear, but you will know what you want. For 15 gold pieces, I can give you some books with some necromancy to study and copy into your own book here in the wagon. Unless you are willing to part with a bit more money to take the book yourself. It may have some advanced things in it for you. Too advanced for most people to find, I imagine.
How much more?
Maybe it could keep you continuing to pursue your career in the dark arts for maybe to the 3rd tier of magic.
How much more?
For the book itself, 100 gold pieces.
Whoa, man.
Unless you have something you wish to also trade that might be of value.
Well, I have this treasure map.
He takes a look at it. First, he holds it up. Then he holds it near a candle. really close. Then he pulls it back, reaches into a small barrel inside the wagon, pulls out an orange, bites the rind off, spits it on the floor, squeezes a little bit, and just rubs it on the map and holds it against the flame. Looks to you with a kind of pursed expression and realizes he has no poker face right now and says, I think we can make a deal.
Oh, wow.
Dang.
Wait, can she see if...
What did he see in that?
The map, as he's holding it against the heat with
Has
the
something
orange
written
juice
on
on it,
it.
you see more decipherable shapes appear on it.
Yeah.
Dang.
Sure you want to get rid of it?
I would very much like this map. In exchange, I will give you that book that you may decipher on your own time, and perhaps some other gently used adventuring gear to cover the potential cost and to endear you and the things you find to do business with me.
Well, if it's
That
that,
map is worth well over 100 gold.
well, maybe we can exchange a little bit of information instead of used gear.
What do you seek then, miss? And if we're to do business, what is your name? He says, and he pulls two wooden goblets off one of the shelves and grabs a bottle that has cherries on the label, pulls the cork out and just pours one for him and pours one for you. And he just gulp and takes a sip out of both of them. See, is good.
For you, maybe.
He's been building an immunity to iocane powder.
Arngal, and you are miss if to be customer, especially in darker things.
Using my alias.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Which is?
Temerity
Chimera.
Willowbark.
Temerity.
All right.
Jesus.
Very well, Miss Willowbark. What information do you seek?
All right, what do we want to know?
We should ask about all that elf stuff. And the Crystal Spire.
Okay, oh god. That's a
Or,
lot of
you
info.
also have other things you want to know about this guy, considering you were going to investigate his den and his debts he was holding and why he was having people knocked over.
That too.
You know he's a bit of a bad dude.
Yeah.
all
Alright.
that.
Let's make a list. Because he might not give us all this info.
Especially the info about himself.
Yeah. Okay, his debts.
Or the thing that might have passed through his ownership that you know Aembron is looking for.
What were you looking for?
That sword.
What?
The sword.
Sweet ass sword.
Oh yeah.
The spire.
The Spire.
What else?
If they know anything about movements of elves, although I don't know if we want to let people know we know about that.
We don't. Especially this bad dude.
Yeah, I guess he's a bad dude. All right.
Are you a bad enough dude to kidnap?
And
No.
the
All I
lawyer's
do
card.
is talk an
Yeah.
old meme.
Oh yeah. And
I wonder if you
location
just give
lawyer.
that info up willingly.
Kill the
Okay.
lawyer.
So
No.
Bring
I'll
the
go with the
witch.
easy stuff first.
Okay, what do you ask him?
The sword. No, the spire.
The
'Cause that's-
spire is a fixture of the local Feywild. I don't see things. I see crystals in Feywild's places, but never a giant spire like that. It is something strange. And if you ask me, I don't think it grew naturally.
That's all you know.
I don't.
So- I'm not there. Sorry.
I've never been over there. I don't know many people who go over there because that's a bit further away from many civilizations. So the further you get away from places in the Feywild, the stranger things get. And a lot of people I struck with don't go deeply to Fey places.
Very wise.
You wouldn't happen to know anybody who does.
I know one person. They like to travel around. They've come through. I own a bar, you see, nearby in a city, like on the material plane. I hang my hat there. I don't live there per se. My family, we love to travel. But I always come back there. But I know a person, a would-be explorer, who seems very well traveled, They are a dwarf of particularly cheerful timbre, who's called Johann.
Is that with a Y or a J?
That's with a Y. It's the dwarven spelling. Johann Wallmason. And he's a traveler, explorer. He goes everywhere. He comes to my bar every so often. Last I spoke to him, he said he was heading out. He was heading out to the Western Ocean. He wanted to see it. Beyond where the Sea of Wings opens up into wider and scintillating waters.
Sounds like a good person to know.
Southwest, right?
Yeah.
Like down here?
No, he's going other way.
Oh, this way?
No, southeast.
Oh,
yeah, he's
this
going
here?
southeast.
Oh.
He's going southeast.
So like the middle of the sea.
No, he's going beyond the middle. He wants to go off the map.
Oh, this
Southeast.
way?
Yeah.
Oh, all
He wants to see where the sea opens up into the ocean.
right. Okay.
He's a good. If anyone would know about the Spire, I think it would be him.
Good. Thank you.
You are welcome.
Little more info.
Certainly, he says,
Would
rolling up the map and tying a nice bow around the
That's fair.
spell book for you,
Yeah.
pocketing it. See, I make it very nice.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
Also, I put it in a dark bag so no one can see what you're tucking around.
Oh, thank you.
There is a skull on the cover. That is a bit of a tell.
Wow.
That's so nice. It's when you go
Good
to, like
call.
when you go to the to CVS and you get like lady stuff and you have to put it in the dark bag. Yeah. No? Well, you don't
No?
have to, but some people do.
It's very kind.
Yeah.
So there's this
I digress.
It's
weapon.
like buying toilet paper, man. Who cares? It's a thing that people
No,
do.
I agree.
No, yeah.
But some people, you know.
Sissies. That's right. I'm calling you out.
Wow. I'm sorry. What were you saying?
There's a weapon I've heard a tale of.
A
She
weapon.
might know anything. It's a sword.
What kind of sword? I deal in lots of swords. Swords are gently used adventuring gear.
What was it? What
It was it was a blue sword with elven script on it.
That one.
That. Have you seen
I don't remember
this
that
thing?
at all.
I have seen such a thing. It, shall we say, passed through my ownership briefly.
Oh.
I sold it to a private collector.
How private?
Not private enough not to tell someone where it might be if they wish to purchase it from him. I sold it to the Marquise Belfire.
Oh.
Balfire.
What?
The Marquise Belfire.
No, I heard. Sorry.
He is
You heard that from outside. Just get it going.
is-
What?
the Marquise whose home sits on the border between Gate Kingdom and the territories surrounding the peninsula of Storied Might.
Oh.
He is a collector of weapons, you see.
1 L?
Hmm?
1 L.
2 L's.
Oh, thank you. It's on the map.
Yeah. For
He
some reason I
enjoys
thought we
and
heard it
he
in the
enjoys
morning.
and
This was
collects
like-
rare edged weapons.
Okay.
I have a friend who is also interested in that. Well, thank you.
You are quite welcome. Perhaps you could introduce them and they could become friends. And business would be helped by this.
I agree. Oh, I want to ask about the debts, but that's touchy.
Well, the what?
The debts. His debts.
That is touchy. But
Maybe
do
the
what
rest
you
have
will.
last.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. I ran into a fellow. I wonder if you could tell me a little bit about him.
Well, certainly.
Card.
Takes the card. You have met this man. He is here, on this world.
Uh-oh.
Arngol smiles at that. I can tell you things about him. I can tell you that he is dangerous. He is a warlock. He is no sorcerer, he is no wizard. His magic comes from pacts made with powerful things.
Oh, snap.
And I further tell you, that this man is no friend of mine.
Well, then he's no friend of mine either.
Oh, nice.
You should do well. He is a dangerous person. He hands you back the card. Gavin Collier. So you live. Thank you for telling me this.
I think in exchange for this
No, for real.
piece of advice,
For real.
maybe you could help me with some little rumors I heard in my time in Southgate.
Well, rumors. What have you heard?
Something about
Have you heard there's a rumor in South
What kind of debts?
Gatesburg?
debts in your name. Gambling debts of some sort.
Well, many people like to roll a bit too long at the table or draw more cards than they should. I'm a man who keeps his debts, and I keep what I am owed in balance.
Lannister pays his debts. Oh shit. Drink.
Sorry. Whoops.
Is there a particular debt of mine I hold you're asking after?
Time out. What was it that we wanted to
I don't remember. Didn't he sell some to like kill those kids or something?
Didn't he send the kids to kill?
No, he didn't. He sent
to
the kids
rob-
to knock over the pawn shop
rob
for
the-
not paying
yeah.
protection. For not paying protection.
Oh. Okay, ask about that.
kind of me's like, why do we care about that?
That's true. I don't know if we do. We've gone so many levels like beyond this. I don't know if we do care anymore.
I don't know.
Do you want to make an enemy of a local crime guy?
Not really.
No.
Alright, well, what debt are you looking after?
Well, we can make sure Rory's all right. The dwarf who runs the pawn shop.
Oh yeah.
He did help. We can make sure he's all right.
Okay. Okay, let's do
It's
that.
a little dwarven lad with a spectacular hat.
You speak of Rory.
Oh, you know him.
Yes, a few days ago our books were settled.
Okay. Well, that's good. True.
Apparently, he decided he owed me a bit of money for something, and he paid up. Something reminded him, apparently.
Something.
So Rory and I are square right now. If you are a customer of his who worries about things that may have happened, do not worry for Rory. He is a smart boy.
Okay.
All right.
He says in a way that is certainly not menacing.
No, not at all.
Well, as long as he's okay, I guess it's fine.
Okay. One last bit.
One more.
There's
Yes,
a captain we've seen around.
a captain.
A large guy. Maybe creepy eyes.
Creepy eyes.
You'll have to be more specific when you're talking to me. Because there's a local
Good
thing,
one.
yes?
Not quite.
Okay.
He goes by the name of Thorax.
Sound
That is
like
Captain Thorax's Daxter for
Sounds
everybody
like
at home.
Thorax.
Captain Thorax.
Thorax.
I have heard of this name.
he's difficult to say.
He outfitted himself with me some months ago at the bazaar here. He came with a few of his men and they bought some supplies. What do you seek to know about him? Because from that encounter, I know much.
What do you want now? Wow, we're getting everything we want.
Yeah. Wow.
How are we gonna pay for this? That map might not be enough.
No, that map is enough.
Are you sure?
Or else he would stop telling us.
That's
but
true,
all
but
of
you
it
never know. Like
might be
asking for
pricey.
payment. Yeah, see, asking for payment
Yeah.
later.
Perhaps you could owe me a few favors,
Oh
and I could tell you all I know.
Can we please go back to Southgate and finish that part?
Okay.
Favors with me are expensive. So just low level What do you know? What can you offer up?
Just that the Daxar family is one of the little fiefdom, owns one of the little fiefdoms in the Peninsula of Storied Might. But
It's just my
Thararaxis Daxar? That is a name unknown to me. And frankly, you'd have to ask the family themselves. I do know that he is Dragonborn. I do know that beneath the helm, his scales, they are a faded gold. And this is and this is the last bit I am willing to offer. He says, as he reaches around in one of the drawers here in the wagon back. I can tell you with certainty, he looks at the contents of the little phial, which is just a little bit of red liquid on the bottom, which he kind of holds in your direction, looks through the phial and nothing happens, puts back. Is that Captain Daxar is a vampire.
Sorry.
Spooky.
Wow. Things we already knew.
Should I divulge to him?
No.
No.
Absolutely not.
Go.
Yeah, fake like you ain't know.
Oh.
Terrifying.
Oh, I am so scared of this.
Wow.
I'll be sure to steer clear of him then.
It's very good. It's very good. You see, if you're an adventurer who is enticed by the third tier of magic, then you are not an adventurer ready to face the power of a vampire. He hands you the book.
Vampire. I'm sorry.
Is there anything for that in here?
I don't think he knows.
I am not a wizard. I just know how strong a spell
not.
is in there.
Clearly not.
Wow.
Damn.
What I am willing to say, though, is any magic will be some help.
Okay.
I will take that to heart. Thank you for this valuable information. It's a pleasure doing business with you.
And you. Good travels. Safe travels.
And we never spoke of any of this.
He nods.
Okay. Hi guys.
What took you so long?
Oh, we can't hear on the outside.
No, we totally
No,
can
wait,
hear.
we got food.
Oh.
So-
Did you bring any?
We did.
We just got kebabs. It's fine.
There was an Azer at the Azer stall who had like a flat iron top cap he was wearing on top of his flaming body.
It
was
was
cooking stuff on his
Crazy.
head,
Wow.
doing tricks and everything.
I was. He had a performance. You missed it.
Well, I guess you didn't want any information that I got from the dude. But if you want to maybe get me some food.
I thought we were friends.
I like how we're like this even in game.
Yeah.
Motivated by food completely.
Okay, whatever.
Well, I still want to see if they have a weapon. Where's that guy?
Oh,
Where'd he go?
yeah, there's
Could have been
while
asking
he was
the
in
kid,
there.
right? Like,
While
Oh,
there's
could I have?
a younger
Okay.
one who's willing to sell weapons. They have
Oh, then I would
weapons.
have talked to them.
yeah.
What were you looking for? Like a
A ranged weapon that I can wield that isn't that expensive.
okay.
Yeah, that's a nice, straightforward, clean business.
Yep.
You could ask the kid.
Golly gee.
He's willing to sell you some. He can sell you a sling, or a bunch of darts.
Darts.
You throw darts.
Yeah, but
Do
how much,
you? Really?
Yeah.
how much damage do each of them do?
Well, a dart does about as much damage as a dagger, and is a thrown weapon with a range of 20 feet, max 60.
Okay.
A sling also does as much damage as a dagger, and requires stones for ammunition, and has a range of 30 feet, max range 120.
It's pretty precise though if I can get good, right?
Yeah.
Get
And
good.
you can also use a dart as a melee weapon with the finesse property if you need to in a pinch. And darts cost
It don't
each-
make no sense.
No.
a single iron dart cost 5 copper.
Oh.
And the sling
Yeah.
costs 1 silver, but the rocks are free.
If I threw it on the ground.
Oh, get me a sling, please.
All right, you have 1 sling.
All right, how much was that? 1 silver?
1 silver piece, and that is
Okay.
1d4 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
So 1d4 bludgeoning plus your dex mod.
Plus
And
2.
range 30, max 120.
Okay.
So everything further than 30 feet is rolled with disadvantage.
30. Okay, max 120.
Do you have arrows?
Yes, he has arrows.
How much?
Arrows even lift? Where's the ammunition? These weapons well, that doesn't help me at all. He has a few varieties of arrows, actually.
Ooh.
He has he has a quiver of about, how many arrows per quiver? Arrow. This is
I'm
not come up in a
sorry.
while. I apologize. So look up arrows real quick, because I'm a derp in the SRD.
Write this on.
He has 1 quiver of about 20 normal arrows, and a quiver of 10 silver arrows.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How much do those cost? Both of them. Just curious. Just asking.
Silver. The silver arrows will cost silver, a single piece of it. The 10 silver arrows cost 100 gold pieces.
Okay.
And it's like 5 gold for 20 arrows
Okay.
of normal variety.
All right.
Well, actually, 3 gold. He's selling at a discount. This is a gently used quiver. Some of these arrows look like they've been successfully recovered from another thing. And they don't all match.
That's okay as long as they shoot.
All right.
All right.
You have arrows.
No, I haven't bought them.
Oh.
I was just acknowledging their price.
Okay.
Because TBH, I had no idea, and I just wanted to know when I have to buy arrows.
I will not begrudge you normal arrows. You can get those pretty cheaply and easily in bulk. But like specialty arrows,
Yeah.
that'll come up every so
Yeah.
often.
Fire arrows. Sorry.
Well, those silver arrows would come in handy against all these vampires that seem to be wandering
That
around.
is very true.
Yeah. So, they're expensive.
He is also open to trade.
What do I have to trade? I didn't have anything I wanted to sell, so.
Wait, how much are those silver arrows?
For the 10 silver arrows, it is
100
100 gold.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Can you buy just one?
I'm not going to blow most of my money on one arrow.
Yeah, that's a lot of. Okay. Yeah, I don't have that much either. Should have gotten some money when I was back home.
Wait, how much is 1?
10. No, I'm not going to blow money on one arrow like that. It's ridiculous. I just wanted to know how much they cost, man. What kind of goal for myself I have to set. Are we running overtime?
No, it's fine. We're running along today.
Oh, okay, because we're going to get back to South. Yeah, okay, cool.
Figure out what the heck.
Oh, did you guys leave the obsidian shard with?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fibsted.
Fibby.
And
City.
he's already gotten to work with it. You can see him working hard over at the Azura Forge area, like working on heating some sand, making molten glass, and also chipping and trying to shape and reheat this obsidian.
Cool.
Okay.
All while his bronze-bodied mentor looks over his shoulder while on fire.
Oh, is there anything else? I still have stuff I want to sell.
Okay, what else are you looking to sell?
Assorted children's items.
Oh yeah, the stuff from the bag.
Yeah.
Aw.
Can't get rid of that.
Yeah, Arngol will buy that off you for like 9 silver.
Damn.
That's
Well, they're just toys.
yeah, okay.
All right.
That's half a gold. No, it's
Yeah.
almost a gold.
Yeah.
Jesus. Why did I think 20? I don't know.
Yeah, you're the one that can keep all the gold and stuff straight.
Right. And there are also like other things, like there are some gnomes who have like an alchemy booth set up, an herbalism booth as well.
Ooh. Think anybody would know about the spooky salt?
Well, I don't know. Let's
Would they
find
want
out.
it?
Spooky salt? Did we like take care of the spooky salt?
No, we
We have
still
it.
have spooky salt.
I know, but I mean, we don't need to know any more about it, do we?
No.
We like solved the problem.
No, that's true.
You want to check over there?
Nah.
Okay.
Sure, someone might want to buy the spooky salt.
Yeah, but
For
yeah.
funsies.
We might use it as like actual salt, so that's dangerous. All right, well, I'm good.
I'm good.
Let's go.
Let's mosey.
Yeah, I'm not gonna ask anybody here about the broken bits of the Gulthias staff. I'll wait until we get to the apothecary.
The broken bits of the Gulthias staff?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do we know how long it's going to take my brother to make it? He said like a couple weeks, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have
clarified-
plenty of time to go.
That's
He
what I was
clarified,
checking.
he clarified he would send word with a quickling runner who will be able to find you no matter what.
Okay. Cool. So let's go to Southgate.
All right.
Let's head on out.
You roll your cart back to the fairy circle, and after Gita starts about doing the ritual she knows to open the way here.
Can I say goodbye to him first?
Yeah, you can.
We're not gonna say goodbye to any of your family.
No, we said,
I'm sure we said goodbye.
yeah, in the morning we said goodbye.
It said goodbye to the
'Cause that was our
table.
intention when we left this morning. Okay. Let's peace out.
Just gonna. Okay.
We go
You
to
go to the
Southgate.
you go to the fairy circle. Gita does her thing in the circle, and it's like you don't even notice the world change beyond the circle for a second until you realize the world beyond isn't nearly as colorful as it was before. It's back to real. It doesn't seem surreal anymore, and time feels like it's flowing normally again.
Oh, I feel
You didn't even realize how weird it
Did
felt.
everything just suddenly get desaturated?
Yeah,
like,
that happens. It's fine.
There's no more Crystal Spire in the distance. There's towns and cities nearby in the distance of either direction.
What is that smell? Something burning.
We know vaguely where the Crystal Spire is on this plane, right?
Yeah,
Okay. We're still going to Southgate.
Okay.
Don't worry.
and they're not very far from the rocks of the fairy stone is Southgate.
Wow.
Let's go.
Bless.
You walk for less than an hour, and
Sweet.
as you're walking back toward the city,
Oh no.
you see a contingent of men and women on foot and horses riding out down the road with banners up. It looks like, as they approach, it looks like a ragtag group of local people pressed into a militia formation. And they just kind of ride past you, heading in the down the road in the direction of Brightstep.
That's cool.
What's
They
going
look
on?
kind of like grim about what they're doing.
What's going on?
Do you flag one down and ask?
Yeah, absolutely.
Guy, lady, I don't know.
One of the people in armor they're probably not accustomed to looks over to you. Ho, traveler. What can I help you with?
Excuse me, what did you say?
How did you know?
Oh, wow.
Good times.
Okay. What's happening?
What's going on here?
Some kind of outbreak in Brightstead, and they've sent for help.
Outbreak of what?
Zombies.
Excuse me?
What?
What?
When did this happen?
A couple of days passed.
The Kingdom of Gate is not having a good time.
No. No, it's not.
We were just in Brightstead.
Yeah, like last week.
Yeah.
It's not just anymore. We were just at this stupid Fey party. Sorry.
I'm never gonna let that go.
No, I'm not.
I'm gonna give it up. Sorry. Okay, let's just go to Southgate.
You are checked at the gate because you're carrying a cart with you this time and ask what your business in the city is.
We're returning
Business
these
of a
goods to
friend.
the apothecary.
Party.
He makes a note about that and says, all right, she's all up on her transport taxes. You're free to go.
Cool.
Awesome.
Let's
Checks his
go.
ledger, the gate, and you are in the city of Southgate.
Yes!
Yay,
Finally.
The seagulls are overhead, the shore beckons, and the tiered Mediterranean-esque build of the city makes you feel welcome. As you make your way to...
Hey, Rory, what's up?
Wait, is that the fish man?
No, that's Corvus. Rory's the dwarf pawn shop guy. We were just talking about him.
I'm sorry, there's a lot of names now. All right.
Rory.
Just like real life. I can't remember.
And you make your way back to Awesome Apothecary. Whatever I named the apothecary.
Potions and apothecary works.
Potions and Apothecary Works. I have named so many apothecary shops in so many games in the past 3 years, I cannot keep them all straight. And you go into Potions and Apothecary Works. And as you go in, the gaudy bell jingle jangles with a different tune than last you heard. Pausing for the sound effect. And then, from in the back of the store, the beaded curtain is parted by 2 large hands.
Thank God.
Hello, the apothecary says as she steps out into the
God
room. Oh, look at you, you're back. I was wondering when I would see you again.
So are we.
We brought the stuff.
So I see. Let me look at it. Let me look. Ah, delightful, delightful. Well, promises are promises, and that settles your debt with me. And here you go. For the 3 of you, I present 8 gold pieces.
Oh, heck yeah.
Thank you.
Wow. All right.
8 gold for the 3 of you.
I mean, we also brought this lovely cart.
Oh, it
Wow.
is a lovely cart. I shall buy it off of you for 5 silver.
Make
Wait.
it 6, please.
Wait,
What?
wait.
Waiting?
8 each or total to split?
That's a good question.
8 total to split.
Oh.
Okay.
No,
we can split.
math.
We,
Okay.
we can split 84 3 ways. We can split 87 3 ways. We can't split 85 or 86. All right, we have 8 gold. Right?
She's translating it to silver.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
That's 80 silver.
All right.
We can split 84. We can split 87 evenly.
But she's also giving us 6 gold, right? No, 5 gold. Damn it.
Silver.
No, but
Otherwise-
she's also giving us
5
money.
silver.
Oh, 5
That's
silver.
what I'm talking
For the
about.
Oh.
85 can't be split evenly. You said make it
Okay.
86. 86 can't be split evenly. 84 can, 87 can.
We can do the math later, but for right now, she offers to buy the cart off you for 5 silver.
All right, fine. Then you know what? I keep the extra one.
All right.
So add,
what?
fuck it, what was it? 84. 2 gold, 8 silver.
And
Okay.
asks after it if you had an enjoyable and safe travel.
Ha.
Got that.
It's been a week.
It's been.
I worried for your
Long
safety.
week,
I worried for your
long
safety,
day.
you know, especially with all that to do out in Brightstead.
To do.
Yeah, what's going on in Brightstead
What
now?
about
Because
that
when we
today?
were there, it was
Yeah.
not fine, but not in the state that it is currently in, so we've heard.
Well, she begins, word reached town a few days back about this blight that had happening, and then how they were getting ready to burn another field. But then, in the middle of the preparing for that, the field turned from rotting to fresh and alive again.
Oh. Yep.
Or
That's
But-
mysterious.
That's zombies.
But then, the next day, a traveling mercenary who'd been buried in town rose from his grave as some undead
fuck.
creature and started attacking people, raising a few corpses from the graveyard and a
Oh,
few corpses
lovely.
whom it
There's
had
a-
slain.
Rival necromancer. Dun dun dun.
Oh, Bjorn.
Bjorn?
Bjorn Bjornson.
I hope it's Bjorn.
But who? Probably Bjorn.
Okay. Anyway. Sorry. Is that all she had to say on the subject?
That's all she had to say on the subject.
Wait,
I was
say
so
that again.
worried that
So
you would have
a
to look.
mercenary rose and recruited some more corpses.
Yes.
Okay.
And made a few as well.
Dun dun dun.
So they assembled a militia and are dispatching it out to try and quell the issue.
Oh gosh.
We took a look at some of those locations and we collected some samples.
Ooh,
Samples, you say? Of what?
spooky.
Spooky salt.
Spooky salt.
So,
Can you show me?
The earth around it. yeah.
Salt of the earth.
all right. You hand over yours
I have a lot, so
from Brightstead because we got them from 2 locations.
I have some from Brightstead and I have some from Ladybug's Rest.
Okay,
still.
cool. So you're
I'm
gonna
gonna
hand
give
your-
her a little bit of each.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Come with me, she says, and goes back into the initial back room behind the counter
Okay.
with the little medical table and then also all her apothecary and alchemy tools. And she goes to work in a similar fashion to you did a few days ago.
Hey.
And
That'll be
she
better this
begins similarly noting the properties you did, noting that it's kind of alive, if not a touch undead, and worrying that what this could mean if perhaps, as she rightly guesses, it might be some kind of vampire tree.
I thought we took care of that.
What?
Oh.
Well, we have this.
I'm sure we didn't completely.
Bloody,
apparently.
broken.
She could tell what the salt was related to and from, is what I'm saying.
Oh. Okay.
Golthias tree bits.
Oh yeah.
A Golthias tree.
Yeah.
She is shocked.
Yes.
And you stopped it.
Yeah.
Actually, it was
Kind of?
pretty fucking
very.
awesome. We were so
Can you
badass.
just tell her the story?
Go right ahead.
Yeah.
Oh my. Oh my!
Story.
We did the thing.
Story.
They did the thing. She considers a moment what you tell her. Very impressive, and wise of you to take these samples and keep this branch. What do you intend to do with this, she questions.
I
Fine
thought
question.
you could tell me. What can I do with this?
You could perhaps attempt to recreate the staff and use it for whatever purpose you could. This is to create a magic object with a risk of madness attached to it.
Oh. Is there any way to mitigate those effects?
Or you could use it as components, or to reduce the cost of transcribing necromancy spells. Or even try and use it to make some other necromantic item. Though I don't know why one would do that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who would want to do that ever?
Oh, that's good to know.
But this raw leftover of the tree, what must be dead roots to it now, this would make a lovely alchemical component if used correctly. I wouldn't want to leave it out in the world if it wasn't in the ground when everything changed back. I mean, if someone were to ingest this raw, terrible things could happen. Do you have much more of this? She questions.
Oh, this is it.
Just
The salt, not the branch.
the salt.
Oh, the salt. I thought you were talking about the branch too.
No, you shouldn't eat that either.
Well, I'm keeping
How
some.
much more salt of this stuff do you have, out of curiosity?
Oh, why do you ask?
Perhaps a willingness to take some of it off your hands.
Oh, it depends on what it's in exchange for.
How much do you have that you're willing to sell? And I'll give you a number. She says, rather coyly. Her large painted-on eyebrows
still-
quirking.
I also have.
Use some from both locations?
Yeah.
Okay, so then
I haven't
will,
used any of mine.
I will take out my bags then.
Okay.
So I consult with you guys in the corner, and then I break out my bags. The
She
bags
looks at
from
them.
Brightstead and from Ladybug's Rest.
May I pick them up?
You may.
She picks them up,
Milk
sways
like
them a
cow.
little. And she's like lifting them, putting them down. Sets them down, goes over to her till in the front of the shop, unlocks it, and counts a number of coins into her hand.
They're gold.
Yes, you can tell by the glint. She comes back, puts down in front of you 25 gold pieces. Would that be sufficient, she says? She questions.
Do you need more?
If you have some more, I'd be willing to purchase it.
This will be just fine for now, thank you.
Okay.
I'd be more than happy to.
Well, if we sell more of it, we can buy some silver arrows.
Well, yeah, I will buy you a silver arrow. Okay,
I will buy you a silver arrow. Just get through this with me, please. We'll talk to your father at home.
Can we have a little bit more if we can get like an 30?
It's fine. 25 is fine. 25 is fine.
25 sounds perfectly reasonable. Thank you, ma'am.
Delightful. Now, will the three of you be continuing to board with me now that you're back in the city?
How much do we have to do here?
Just one thing. I don't know if we're gonna need to board. How
Well,
much
what
is it
business-
again for one night?
Just for the three of you for one of the rooms for one night, that just would be a few copper or maybe of silver.
Oh.
Maybe some.
Perhaps a song.
Maybe so, oh, that'd be delightful. Or perhaps even doing some errands and chores, like feeding my chickens, help tending my garden of rare plants.
That doesn't sound so bad.
Perhaps, if I make the right of you, perhaps helping with some potion making and alchemical work. She glances both at Gita and at Eris.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's to split, not for you to have.
All right. Okay, how do you do that then? How much is that?
All right, it's 8 1/3.
What?
We'll do it later.
Oh, all right. Are you writing down how much it is?
Right now, I'm
Okay, so your hand
actively
is in the way, I
doing
couldn't
it.
see. Okay. Wait, where were we?
You were working. She was saying that she would reduce the cost.
Offering
Oh.
chores.
We may not need for longer than one night, but I think certainly tonight we'll take you up on that.
Delightful, she says. Welcome back to my boarding house. She opens the door from the back room into the boarding house.
We go in, put our shit down,
Okay.
I guess.
All right. You do so.
Okay, so from here on out, I would still like to see about the receipt from my father.
Okay, that's gonna be tough.
Yeah. Is it?
It's probably gone.
Can we search that guard?
Yes, I would like to do that, and maybe search the garbage if we have like a garbage.
And
I gotta lie low.
or you can
So-
do one of your disguises or aliases again.
Or you can stay and do the chores while we go out and take care of stuff.
I will stay and do the chore.
But she still knows our faces.
I have a disguise kit.
You have a disguise kit.
Can I use a disguise kit on both of us?
Yes.
You can borrow mine.
Yeah. or
Oh,
that.
okay, cool.
There we go.
That'll work.
All right. So, and we will end tonight's session with
Ah.
the two of you in the midst of disguising yourselves up to go hunt down and perhaps find out what happened. Hunt down that guard and find out what happened. You know, actually, because we still have some time left, you get to the guardhouse, and I'm just going to say, flat up, she's not there. It's a different guard
Of course
on duty.
she's not
Well,
there.
yeah.
And if you ask after that guardswoman, oh,
Did she
she
get
cashed in her badge a couple days ago.
What?
She said she was retiring. She came into some money.
What? We didn't give her that much.
We didn't give her anything at all. We took it back.
Oh yeah, we did.
We did.
I'll give her money.
She hopped a ship to the west.
What?
Where'd
Yep.
she go? Do you know? Wasted these disguise kits for nothing.
Yeah. I know.
To the coast, I imagine.
We're on the coast.
Well, the other coast. The coast on the ocean, not on the sea.
What?
Oh,
What?
Oceans are bigger than seas.
Where's that on here?
West.
it's not.
Here?
Yeah.
Toward this fire?
Where is the owl?
You said Gabby was going to come
That's
Yeah.
right. Gabby is going to come back. And as you're leaving the guard post confused,
Yeah.
in the middle of the city, a very tired-looking giant owl lands in front of you.
Oh, shit.
There's stuff stuck to Gabby,
Oh.
Stuff.
like webs.
Oh my God.
Oh, no.
Tap your
Poor
forehead.
baby. Poor. Okay, what is it, baby? What is it?
Follow the strand.
How far did it go?
It got cold,
Okay.
and it was attached, and it was like looped around and attached to another really big, like really wound up strand of webs
Where, though? It
in
went
the
up to
middle of the sky, and it was just going.
It was just suspended in the sky?
It was suspended in the sky, and it was going one way to the northwest toward that big crystal spire, and the other side was going to the southeast.
Okay, okay, okay.
And then I flew around, and there were more loose webs around.
Oh God, it's everywhere. Are
I
you
flew
okay?
over to the spire, and there was just nothing there but these webs around the spire that didn't connect to anything. They just disappeared. Like they shifted out of the Feywild once they got a few feet away from the spire.
Oh, poor baby. Oh.
So weird.
Super weird.
And when it was shifting from night to day, it's like there was this huge shadow just floating above the spire in the webs, but just disappeared. But it wasn't anything there. I flew right through it. There was nothing there.
Seems fine.
This is fine.
Yeah, this is fine. Everything's
fine.
He ruffles without you pulling the webs out of him.
Oh, poor baby.
It's
Better.
a long time. I'm tired.
Okay, you've earned it. Take a rest for a couple of days.
Okay. I'm gonna go steal a sheep.
Go for it.
Flaps his wings, takes off in the middle of this afternoon city street.
That's normal, probably.
As it flies up, an Aarakocra soaring overhead, he kind of banks away out of his way
A what?
as Birdman.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, remember?
Birdman.
Just don't be obvious about it.
Birdman.
Okay,
They're
so fun story, guys. Those webs didn't connect to anything, kind of. There was a big floating sky web, and then it was around the spires and some other crazy
Well, the
stuff.
strand that the spider that was attached to the strand that went up, the horizontal strand that was attached to the strand that the spiders came down from, was anchored to the top of the spire.
But we don't know where else it was anchored.
TLDR.
Yeah.
Some crazy stuff is going down at these spires, so I think that might have to be our next destination. We gotta check this shit. It
does
is
sound
far.
far.
It's really goddamn far.
How far is it?
It is,
How many days travel?
to get to that, where that might be,
Yeah.
at least 2 weeks.
What?
Over land.
Yeah. Couldn't need
What
horses.
about by, I don't know. No, see, you can't get there.
No.
Okay, I got nothing. Is there another way to get there?
As the crow flies.
Okay, how long is it with flying?
You know how long Gabby was away.
Couple days.
Oh, it's not, and it was round trip.
Can she carry all three of us?
No.
No, and he's
Sorry.
tired. Let him rest for a little bit.
Theoretically, Gabby could carry 2 of you. The small 2.
A 2.
You can walk. Try to keep up.
Wow. Okay.
But with that revelation and decisions to be made,
Oh boy.
we end our session
Oh my god.
still at level 3 and close this filming day. We'll see everyone again in 2 more weeks after we figure out when our next filming date is.
Yeah.
And we'll have some more Dansu and Dragons.
Yay!